Hi, I'm Prasant from NetTexts. Textbooks. They are heavy, expensive, and one-dimensional. They can cost up to $300 a year per student, and in spite of that, they are still the primary source of educational information today. We here at NetTexts would like to change that. There has been tremendous growth in the quality of educational material appearing on the internet, and we thought, why not make it easy to organize all of that onto the iPad? There are so many wonderful open educational resources available. Useful, free e-textbooks from CK12 and Connections, math and science tutorials from the Khan Academy, classic, out-of-copyright books and poems digitized by Google, National Archive photos, Smithsonian material. I could go on and on. So that's been our mission over the past year. Build a system that can enable educators to create or customize grade-specific courses made up of the best and most pertinent free open educational resources and distribute it onto the iPad. NetTexts has built a two-part system for this effort. The first is an iPad app designed to view educational content, and the second is a content management system designed to feed the iPad app with great learning material. To demonstrate this idea, 6 Atlanta 8th grade classes totaling 260 students agreed to go textbook free this school year using NetTexts. NetText Consulting made sure to optimally configure the devices so that they were entirely focused on education. No Angry Birds and no distractions. So let me show you the typical start screen of a student's iPad. As you can see, there are no distractions, just educational material on the iPad. We put a lot of time into finding the most effective apps that would benefit our students in Atlanta. As you can see, each of their core subjects has a folder filled with useful applications. And here are some of the great applications we found for subjects like math and science and social studies. And of course, at the bottom here is the app that ties it all together, our NetTexts app. Here's my NetTexts app. Upon opening it, I get to the main screen. Each one of these tiles represents the courses that I've already downloaded onto my iPad. And as a student, I'll download all of my teacher's courses. Why don't we look at some of the courses in the system already? I can simply click Add New Courses, search by subject, and I know it's my algebra teacher I'm looking for, so I'll filter by Algebra 1, and showing courses, I get to see my results. I can scroll through and see all the listings of courses. Why don't we take a look at this one, the Principles of Algebra. From here, I can see this course's contents, and of course, download it for later use. If I tap back, we can see that I already have 3 courses that I've downloaded. Let's take a deeper dive into the course called 8th grade Social Studies. When I tap on its icon, I can see a bunch of tiles. I can scroll up and down and see that each one of these tiles represents something we call a unit. Units roughly represent chapters of a book. Currently, this course ranges from the first unit, the basic principles of geography, all the way down to the 10th unit, covering the Roaring Twenties. If I take a look at one of these units, let's say the third one, the Civil War, I can see that it has another set of tiles. These are called items, which is the name we give for an individual piece of educational media designed to teach the key principles of a topic, and in this case, the Civil War. We start with 2 things: the document detailing the standards and goals that a student should learn from this unit, and a chapter of an OER textbook covering that material. But then we add other documents and ebooks, slideshows, videos, and web links to enrich the experience. And the best part is that almost all of this content is stored locally, so that once I've downloaded it, there's no need for me to have network connection to continue my learning. And as you can see, this unit has a ton of items, close to 50 in fact, all designed to cover the important aspects of this event. So why don't we take a look at some of these items? Maybe my teacher assigned a passage on the events leading up to the Civil War. So I'll open up a chapter of this textbook And I'll get to read about the famous Lincoln-Douglas debates in 1858. And this is where I get to learn that this is where Lincoln becomes famous for his views on slavery, even though he lost that Senate election. But maybe I'm not in the mood to do heavy reading, so I might look for an item that's more visually oriented. Scrolling down, I can see a slideshow about the Siege of Knoxville. When I enter it, I'm able to swipe from one image to the next and read the captions pertaining to those images to get more information. And the great thing about the iPad is that it has all those handy functions like pinching and zooming, so I can look in more detail at the pictures that my teacher has given to me so that I can learn. Or if I'm tired of those methods, I might be in the mood to listen to an audio recording of the Emancipation Proclamation, or maybe watch a reenactment video of the Battle of Gettysburg. And so that's how I get to learn about the Civil War, all in the same place, using a variety of content. And what's great is that I know once I get past the Civil War, my teacher will be able to add more content so that I can learn all the way up to the 21st century. And like social studies, the same can be done for other courses. I can jump into my physical science course when I'm ready. Here, I can find information on the periodic table. And first, maybe check out the goals of this unit. Some things like defining atomic number and atomic mass number. If I'm more inquisitive, I can look at the chapter in this e-textbook, and it makes it easy for me to learn the difference in the periodic table between metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. And fortunately, if I need to learn more about the physical properties of these elements, there are plenty of great videos that I can look to for even more information. So how do our teachers do that? Well, they use our web-based content management system. It's this system that we use to create all of these courses. Here, teachers can add and share items, and we provide the tools necessary to simply build units and courses so that they can be published to our iPad application. Here's just one of the screens that show over a few of the 3,000 items that we've collected. We work hard to upload them, provide accurate names and descriptions on them, as well as place them in the appropriate subjects so that they're easy to find and reuse for other teachers. Using this system, NetTech's research department is building Common Core Standards compliant courses for the major subjects for grades 6 through 12, which we hope to have done by January. And from there, teachers and educators can then customize the courses for their own students. This web-based system is simple and efficient in organizing large amounts of quality open educational resources so that no matter what, it's easy for you to get your material down to your students. We've tried to make this as easy to use as something like Facebook or Netflix. And so to finish up, we here at NetTech are ready to help you take full advantage of the iPad for education. As approved professional development consultants, NetTech can help train teachers on using the iPad in education, on cloning student iPads, and most importantly, implementing the NetTech system for their school.